Hello and welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Jessica Abella, and I am a tax accountant and business advisor here in the greater Seattle area. Today, we're going to talk about your new LLC. So, if you have just created a new LLC recently, these are a few of the deadlines that you will want to be aware of and to fill into your calendar over the next couple of weeks as you get started. So, first, congratulations on your new LLC. Initially, in starting up your new business, there are a few steps that you should have taken. I should preface by saying that I'm focused on Washington State. So if you are in another state, the state agencies and the process may be a little bit different. So here in Washington, your first step in creating your LLC was to create it with the Secretary of State's office. So I presume you have completed that step. The next step after that is to create your account with Washington State's Department of Revenue. This creates your business license and your tax account. You may also need to file with Labor and Industries if you have a particular license needed for your industry. And depending on what city you are in, you may need to do a separate city filing as well, although most of those are wrapped in with your Department of Revenue business license these days. You may also need to file a beneficial ownership information filing with the federal government, the FinCEN. There have been many stops and starts on this particular filing. If it is currently in force, neglecting to do that filing carries very high penalties. So make sure that you check the FinCEN website to see if that filing is in force and if you need to complete it. Very important. On an ongoing basis, your federal tax, probably the first thing that you think of when you think about tax filings for your new business. So by default, if you are the only owner of your LLC, then your LLC is just going to file an extra schedule with your personal tax return. So it's just a Schedule C with your federal tax return that is due April 15th, just like it always has been. Now, if you have another owner that isn't your spouse, you may need to file a partnership return instead. Or if you have filed an election for your LLC to be taxed as an S corporation, the partnerships and S corporations both have their own tax filing, and it is due March 15th, so a full month before your personal tax return. Note that extensions are available, so if you are unable for some reason to file that by March 15th, be sure to file an extension. The next tax that you may need to file or will need to file for your new business is Washington State's B&O tax. So you may think, well, I'm not collecting sales tax. There is still a tax filing due to Washington State. There is a business and occupations tax that is assessed regardless of whether you are collecting sales tax. So if you are collecting sales tax, you'll be remitting both with this filing. This filing may be due every month, it may be due every quarter, or it may be due just once a year, depending on how much revenue you told the state that you thought that your business would bring in over a year. Definitely check your letter from Washington Department of Revenue to determine how often you're supposed to file that. Note that there are also some cities that require a similar filing. The city of Seattle, city of Everett, city of Bellevue. There are a number of them. Be sure to look into your specific city and make sure that you know if that filing is required. Note that there is a small business credit that often kicks in that helps wipe out any tax if you are small and just getting started out. But the filing is still required. Even if your revenue was zero, you still need to file to let the state know that that was the case. Also note that Washington State and the cities that do have this tax base it on total revenue, so dollars into your business, regardless of any expenses. So keep that in mind as well. I did do another video on preparing that filing, and I will link that down below as well. One oddball tax that you may not be aware of is the county personal property tax. So again, here in the state of Washington, the counties assess this personal property tax. It sounds strange because of the word personal in the tax, But where they're going with that is that it's not real estate. So when you own a home, you pay real estate tax on that property. This is similar in that it is based on the stuff that your business owns. So the computers and the desks and just the stuff that your business owns. So that filing is due once a year by April 30th. It's filed with your county, so Snohomish County, King County, wherever you are. So definitely be aware of that. Your filing that you submit every year just lists what your business owns. And then the county assesses what that tax is. It's usually fairly minimal for a business like mine that's several offices worth of furniture and equipment. We pay 100 and some odd dollars a year. It's not huge, but it is an important filing to be aware of and to be sure to get submitted. Note that your LLC also needs to renew with Washington Secretary of State as well once a year. So if you created your entity in December, before December 31st of next year, you have a renewal to file as well. This is something that you do not need to pay someone else to do for you. It's really just asking you to confirm that the ownership hasn't changed, that the addresses haven't changed, that the fundamentals of the business have not changed. And then you pay your $60 or $70 annual fee. Note that if you have employees or you're taxed as an S corporation, in which case you are an employee, note that there are many more deadlines that are payroll related. We highly, highly recommend using a service like Gusto. This is not a sponsored video, but it is the service provider that we use with our clients. A service like that will help make sure that all filings are completed on time, that payments are completed on time, the penalties add up if you miss a filing or miss a payment. So, highly recommended. We also recommend, if you are not already, to work with an accountant to help you keep up on all of these deadlines and help answer questions on these different filings as they come up throughout the year. We also published a calendar that may be helpful to you, and I will link that down below as hopefully this has been helpful and not overwhelming. And take one step at a time. Focus on your business, but definitely get these things on your calendar. If you have additional questions, whether it's about this topic or anything else, please put them in the comments down below. Click like if this was helpful to you and subscribe if you haven't already and if you would like to be notified of future videos we try to post every week to answer tax and business related questions. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you later. Bye.